Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the newest edition of Natural Questions. I'm your host, Joey Kirk, and I have my esteemed colleague here with me, Ethan Caulk. Ethan, great seeing you.
Good to see you as well.
And I would like to thank him first and foremost for taking time out of his very busy day to do this interview with me because I know he had to skip his little sister's quinceanera to do this. So thank you.
It is no problem at all. Glad to be here.
Now, my esteemed colleague here, he is a music festival uh, magician, if you will. He is a wizard on the musical arts. He knows festivals, he knows dances, he knows music. Wrap all those together, you have my friend here. Now, I would like you to go ahead and tell me about one of these festivals that you recently went to.
Let's see. I go to quite a lot. I'd say that my most recent festival that I went to was in Ohio, and it's
Mm.
called Lost Lands, which it's basically the biggest bass festival in the United States of America, and it is ran by a who they call the dubstep godfather. And his name is Excision, real name Jeff, and this kind of festival takes you way off the deep end in terms of eardrum shattering violence, love, compassion. Every single emotion is felt at this bass festival. Um,
Wow, that sounds like my favorite movie, Wayne's World 2.
Show Wang.
Shao Wang. Now, what do you say to people that say, isn't Ohio itself just lost lands?
Ohio itself, I would never go there
Oh,
if
so
it
what?
wasn't for something as big as Lost Lands. Ohio is
Led by
the
Jeff.
lost land. However, Lost Lands is what brings life to Ohio.
So you're saying Lost Lands is pretty much their chief import?
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah.
I can give you a quick example of that actually.
Excellent. Yes, I would love that.
So the venue itself is pretty big.
Hmm.
I'd say if you go from point A to point B in terms of the festival gate to exit, which there's multiple exits obviously, but that is a solid 2.5 mile walk.
I mean, I would hope there'd be multiple exits for a Lost Lands sort of festival.
Yeah, people
I
do
guess it makes it
certainly get
easy to be
lost.
found. When did this event take
This
place?
this was actually in September. This last
September,
September.
ninth month out of the year,
Yep.
Virgo season. So who did you go to Lost Lands with? Who was your fire team, your travel company, your federation, your guild?
Yeah, so usually I do have, now that I think about it, a little party group, I guess you could call it. So it wasn't a flight. We drove. It was about an 8 to 9 hour drive, including pit stops, which of course we had to make.
Man, that's like a Dolly Parton's 9 to 5.
That's what I'm saying. It
Yeah.
was rough, but I didn't do the driving, so I can be happy about that one.
Nice.
My older brother, which he graduated college 4 years ago, so he's out in the workforce and all that kind of stuff. So he's kind of like the old head of the group, you could say.
Hmm.
And so he
The
drove.
elder, if you will.
The elder,
Yes.
exactly, the leader maybe,
Oh.
because he's the one who sets it all up, gets the hotels
Yeah,
arranged,
sometimes they're synonymous. Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. But so he drove. That's my brother Adam, myself included, obviously. One of my good friends from home, his name's Jake. He's also my age, bodybuilder, massive guy. So he has fun at dubstep festivals.
Did you bring him because he's a friend, or did you bring him for security purposes? Because I've heard that Lost Lands is sort of a labyrinth itself.
You could
So
say 70-30.
70-30.
70% because
That's
he's my
actually
friend, 30% because that man is likely one of the biggest people there.
that's pretty fair proportions.
Yeah,
Pretty honest,
yeah.
honestly. Sip break. Whew. All right,
So that's who.
we're gonna play a little game
All right.
called Make Love, Marry, or Kill.
Okay.
Your top three performers from Lost Land.
Whoa. So here's how I'm going to put this. It's a little interesting fact for your audience here. Um, I am close friends with someone who performed at Lost Lands. Her stage name is Layz, Layz, pronounced Layz, and her real name's Layla. And this was her first time performing at Lost Lands, and she absolutely crushed it. And she's my friend. There's only two other female DJs that performed at Lost Lands, so I'm gonna have to hop on to the male spectrum. I'm gonna keep females completely out of this.
Okay, I was gonna say if you were to get very heteronormative on this interview, I don't think our fans at home would think that'd be very just.
I wouldn't appreciate it either.
Yeah,
So that's why
I
I was
want.
just giving a fair warning. Yeah. So I'm gonna say this in terms of I guess you could say enjoyability, set enjoyability, set meaning their performance. So what was it? Make love, marry, kill. Correct.
Yes.
So I'm gonna have to say I will be making love to sudden death. Real name Danny. Um, his sets are not only demonic, but they are artistically out of this world. Um, Sometimes he has this little element where he will quite literally be on top of a light tower, and you can see him because he wears this huge like deer skull mask with horn with whatever you call those antlers.
Yes.
He has huge antlers and everything, and he wears this mask, and he's dressed in all black. You see him on top of this huge, like it's like a water tower.
Okay.
It's like a light stand.
Yes.
He's standing on top of it. Spotlight right on him.
Mm-hmm.
Spotlight goes out for 1 second, comes back on. He's not there. Music starts playing in the background. Everyone turns back to the stage. There he is standing behind his DJ board, and he starts his set. He puts a lot of work into it, and I still don't know how he does it. I'm guessing a stunt double, but it's pretty intense. So
I was gonna say I don't think scientists have the technology to
yeah,
teleport yet,
yeah,
but I don't know if Danny would be able to grab hold of that sort of technology.
it's pretty intense.
It sounds very intense, very
Yeah.
demonic.
So
I'm glad you would love to make love to Danny.
yeah, I would love to
On to the next. Who would you like to marry?
marry.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to marry a DJ by the name of Barely Alive. This is actually a double group. So sometimes they're both together. Sometimes it's one guy. Sometimes it's the other guy. But he wears a microwave shaped. It looks like a microwave. You could just call it that. But it has two X's, little mouth, all lights up and stuff like that. Super mind boggling. And they make like super like neon Tron like that kind of music. Like if you can think if
I'm
you
sorry, you've lost me there. Neon, that's color, that's visual.
Mhm.
Now you're talking about music, and that's
yeah,
audio.
yeah.
So how do you mend that bridge? How do you combine two senses and converge them?
So what he does with his production is he basically brings in this sense of dystopia and dystopian kind of rave culture. So like you can think about like an underground rave somewhere in like England or something like that, where everyone's going, to like techno.
Mm-hmm,
You think about the German clubs where it's just all a bunch of bright flashing lights coming at you left and right and stuff like that, like disco ball kind of thing. And then you can also take the sense of synthwave, which is kind of like digital world, kind of super bright, the movie Tron, all that kind of stuff. He does that with his visuals, but then his music, he incorporates really pop funky stuff from like the 60s.
Okay.
So it all twists together and makes it a very enjoyable experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, that almost sounds like someone I would like to marry too.
It's pretty deep.
All right, so now for the real kicker. Who do you want to kill? And don't be put off by kill, and don't just give me someone that's bad. It still has to be a top three performance. And you must have thought about this coming into it because
I did.
it's right there on the table for you.
This is a super hot take,
Mm-hmm.
and I pray that I do not get hate for this, but I'm just going to be truthful.
It's okay if you hate him.
Especially if somebody who sees this knows this artist, which could be likely. Um, I'm going to be killing the Godfather himself, Excision.
The Godfather. That's how you opened up this whole interview with it. Was with an introduction to him.
Yep.
Jeff. We're talking about Jeff right now.
I'm going to be killing Jeff.
Oh,
quite literally. Not literally.
Adios, sorry. Jeff.
Scratch that.
Bienvenidos, Jeff.
Yeah, see you, buddy. I love Jeff. Love Excision. Love the brand. I have a sweatshirt. Everything.
But you would not make love.
I would not make love, and I would not marry Jeff. Wow. For one reason.
Mm-hmm.
And one reason only.
Really? It must be a pretty defined reason.
It is, but it's also kind of a lackadaisical reason, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that reason is I have seen him like 35 times.
Okay.
I know what he does. I can predict his sets. I know what visuals are coming up based off of how a song before that ends.
I mean, it's been 35 times. Aren't you already kind of married to him? Sounds like you are almost his groupie.
Well, true and false.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Nice.
I still see him every time, but if I actually had to pick someone to kill, it would be Excision.
So now,
it's a little cool.
Would you like to participate in this new segment presented by our friends at Natural Light?
I don't see why not.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say DJ's names, and you have to tell me if that's a real name or not.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. First one, we're gonna start you off easy.
Is this just dubstep industry or?
Oh, yes, okay. Strictly dubstep. All right, so we're gonna start off easy.
Okay.
Dead Mouse 5.
Dead Mouse.
Dead Mouse. Oh, okay, Dead Mouse.
Real.
Okay. Real.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We have Contagious Sickle Cell Syndrome.
That's a tough one. Fake.
I did make that one up. All right. We have Closed Bunny Ears. Closed Bunny Ears.
I feel like you're pulling a fast one on me. Real.
That one was fake. All right. For the next one, we have Seventh Shade of Yellow.
That's gotta be fake. That's fake.
That one was also fake.
Okay.
All right. Next one, The Grateful Alive.
Fake.
That one was also fake.
Yep.
That concludes that segment.
Do I win anything?
Oh, absolutely not. No, that was just a segment. No, it wasn't a game. How did you perceive the whole experience of Lost Lands while being thrown in the midst of, may I say, madness?
Well, Joey, I think that's actually the perfect way to put that question. I think this one is also kind of a trick question because in reality, I did not perceive any of it.
That's what's up.
Not in a nefarious way.
You don't have to. You don't have to expand. Trust me, we know what this kid's talking about.
Not in a malicious way, but it was just such a good time that I was just overwhelmed.
Oh,
just overwhelmed.
A lot of.
At that point, you could either call it living or surviving.
Wow.
3 days of hell or heaven.
Wow, that sounds like my autobiography. 3 days of heaven or hell.
Oh no, Joey, for you it'd be 3 inches of heaven or hell.
That one's staying. So, Mr. Caulk, I'd like to thank you for taking time out of your busy day to come here, meet with me, and have this interview. it's always nice to have that insight from a professional music experiencer as such yourself. And hopefully we can do this again. I would also like to take this time to thank our sponsors at Natural Light. You can find a link to their website in the description below, but it probably won't be there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
And you have
It was a
yourself a great
pleasure.
rest of your day.
All right. Thank you very much.
And always remember, stay natural. Do re mi fa sol la ti do. No, mother, I did not shut the microwave. No, mother, I did not shut the microwave.
The microwave. Oh.